Per the request of my mother, she saw this photo that I did using my palette with Odens Eye, and she wanted a tutorial around it. So, Mom, this is for you. I'm going to do an all neutral look with the quadrant of my new palette, as well as I have the new Rare Beauty Bouncy Blushes. I have the Summer Fridays Birthday Cake Butter Balm, and just some other new makeup that I'm loving, and then also, of course, some tried and true favorites as well. Pinned the hair back, let's get to work. Hydration first and foremost. So I actually saw that this became available for early access on the Sephora app. Summer Fridays relaunched their limited edition birthday cake lip butter balm that people have been asking for, and it's this sheer light glittery pink, and it smells super yum. So I'm gonna prep my lips with this. This doesn't have as much pigment as I would have hoped because it is kind of clear, but there is a little glimmer shimmer, and I just love this for some hydration. It's also really pretty even with a natural lip liner, but I did just want to let you know that the girls are screaming online over this. It is available on the Sephora app. It smells really good, but it is clear. So you decide if it's worth it for you or not. If you like flavors, this is delicious. And then skin prep. This is a fairly new item from Danessa Myricks. It's the Yummy Skin Glow Serum in the shade Fresh Pressed. This is also similar to the Summer Fridays, funny enough. It's this sheer glimmery pink, but honestly, it's clear. But it gives the most beautiful hydration. It smells like cantaloupe. I have the orangey one that again is kind of sheer. This one is a little better for more fair complexions, but the color doesn't show up that much, but I just love the formula of this. It is the perfect base prep for dry skin, especially in the wintertime. Now for foundation, I decided to grab for the Dior Forever Hydra Nude. I just want something fresh and light feeling on the skin since we're going a little bit more neutral. Emphasis on the neutral and not natural, just FYI, but this is the foundation I'm reaching for. So I use the shade 2N of this, and this is Dior's newest foundation. Right now, everybody's talking about their foundation stick, which of course you already know I love. But when it comes to foundations, I swear Dior can do no wrong. They create my favorite foundations on the market. And I like this one because it's really lightweight and fresh feeling. It's not like a glowy finish, it's more of a natural finish. I would say in the lineup of Dior foundations, this one isn't going down as an all-time favorite of mine from the brand, but just in general because Dior is so good at formulating foundations. It's a fabulous foundation to put on if you don't like the feeling of wearing foundation, but you still want like a medium coverage. Since I posted a tutorial yesterday, and spoiler, I'm posting a tutorial tomorrow, I'll spare you the brows because it's the same pretty much. I have a hair stuck to my face. It's the same pretty much in all of the tutorials. So I already have my brow gel in. I'm just gonna pop a pencil through and then maybe a little bit of concealer to clean everything underneath. But you'll see this is like a light side of medium coverage, very natural, very lightweight, just evened everything out with the complexion. Okay, so I've also prepped my eyelid with Milani eyeshadow primer and then a little bit of concealer just to blank everything out. We're gonna dip into the Love Language palette I did in collaboration with Odens Eye, which launches tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So, but you could get this look honestly with so many other palettes. But of course, I added this quadrant right here in for days that you don't want any color, and that's the day we're having today. So I'm starting off with some of Service on a BK Beauty a BK Beauty 201, and I'm just lightly patting this all over the lid to prep it for shadows to blend nice and easy. We'll be back with that shade, but I like to use it as the base shade. And then I'm going to lightly dip my brush into Affirmation. Now, one thing I love about this shade, if you use a light hand, you can get a light amount of pigment, But if you go in heavy-handed or if you press hard, you're going to get a lot more pigment. So that makes it very versatile for the skin tones that I can work on. It just widens the range that it can be used on, because you see right here how light and natural this is. And if I were to press in harder and not shake my brush off quite so much, then we'd get a lot more bang of pigment here, and then it's super easy to blend. I'm so biased, of course, when I give these descriptors, but can't help it, of course. So I'm just windshield wiper motions, not doing anything crazy. And then I'm going to take a brush with a tighter tip. This is the BK Beauty N13 they did with Nikki LaRose. And I'm dipping into Affirmation again. And I'm gonna build up the depth a little bit. One of the qualities that I look for in a good matte is, can you build up depth with one shade? Is it good enough to have different depths? And so this shade obviously is. I'm getting a little bit more depth now, but I do want to go in even deeper. So I'm gonna take a smaller brush. This is a BK Beauty A502. I'm going into Quality Time. Be careful, this shade can get quite dark. And I'm going to lightly go back and forth for that depth. And I'm keeping it high above my crease. Now I do have hooded eyelids, but as you can see when I look straight up, I'm keeping that depth high, almost creating a faux crease. And we're going to continue with that faux crease. I'm taking a flat shader brush and I'm going into Service. And remember, this shade isn't going to deliver a ton of pigment. It's a naturally more sheer shade, and I did that on purpose. But if you use a shader brush like I'm using, it's definitely brightening up the area, and I'm really focusing that on the inner corner. And then I'm drawing a little faux crease here. We're not cutting it or anything or taking extreme measures, but we're creating a little bit of a shape. And this is such a good natural way to sculpt the eye and kind of reshape it and make my eyelids look bigger. Just gonna build that up once more. And then we can go back in with that smaller crease brush if you want to deepen that even more. And then I do want to start building more depth. So I'm going into Quality Time again, tapping off my brush. And I'm going to put this more in the outer half, or outer corner, excuse me, of my eye. And just circle that, blend it. And then I'm going for a little bit of a cat eye. So I'm blending it outwards towards my temple. And again. Now I'm going to take my shader brush and I'm going to go into Touch, which is this creamy champagne color. And it has some shimmer in there. And I'm going to go over the inner half of my eyelid. And this will brighten up the eyelid even more. And I'm still following that faux crease we created. And then we're gonna go back in with the brush and just make sure everything has a nice seamless blend, like so. Then I'm taking a pointer brush. This is the What's Up Beauty R101. I'm going into Quality Time, and I'm just gonna press this on my upper lash line, like this. It should be really soft. I'm keeping it thicker towards the outer part of the lash line, and then letting it get thinner as we get closer. Just blend her out. Then I'm taking the Lancome Lace Stylo Waterproof Longwear Eyeliner in the shade Chocolate. This is my favorite brown eyeliner pencil, and I'm going to tight line with this. So this is not a pretty sight, is it? Ah! But make sure you get in between the lashes. Then I'm taking an angled brush into Quality Time once again. I mean, this is being very heavily used in today's look. And I'm going to press this pretty tightly, especially on the inner corner of the lash line. And then a wing. taking that pointer brush again and softening the outer corner part of the liner to give it almost more of a sultry look. And you guys know I love using eyeshadow as eyeliner. So I asked for the 2 darkest shades in this palette to have a hard press so that it would be easier to use as eyeliner. You know, not too messy, not as much fallout that way. And again, I'm just blending this corner right here. And then we're hitting touch again. I just want that little glow here. And then underneath the brow bone as well. Gosh, I just love this shade so much. And then clean up as necessary. I just kind of like to clean up underneath the wing. I have some darkness because today is the second look that I've done. So I'm making sure that's all off of my lash line. I had a little bit of fallout from layering touch, but not a lot. And then we're going to go in with concealer. I'm using the Milk Makeup Future Fluid Concealer. This is an amazing, underrated concealer, let me tell you. It's been out for a couple years now, but I've always loved it so much. And if you're using a lighter weight foundation, you can always go in with concealer over top of the areas that you might want more coverage. For example, for me, I like a little bit more on my cheek and on my nose. My tummy just growled. I haven't had lunch yet. And it's 2. That's not that late. I could have sworn it was like 3. And then as I get closer to the liner, I'm switching brushes. Boom. Oh, that brightened us up nicely. I do have some cream face products. I look crazy right now. It's a process. Trust the process. I'm going to use the Rare Beauty Liquid Contour in the shade Mellow. This is a newer product to the market that I'm enjoying. The only thing I don't like about this packaging is I can't put this back down. It has to go back in because ideally I know I'm going to have to put some more down on my forehead, but I don't know if this makes sense, but I don't want to have to re-dip into the component. It just would be more convenient, but that's, not a major problem. Just something that I noticed I had the urge to do. So we'll dot that along the forehead. Should I do a nose contour today? I would say so. Remember, we're going neutral, not natural. But this has such a beautiful blend to it. I am loving this new product from them. I'm also quite excited to show you guys their new blushes. I'm going to pop on in a second here. But I'm using my Patrick Ta for Contour 3 brush. Just going to draw a little bit of definition on the lip. These are not my lips. This is my nose. And under here is always nice too for a poutier look. Okay, now we can get into the blushes. So Rare Beauty launched for literally a couple of days these matte bouncy blushes, and they're coming back at the end of March. I really wonder why they did that. I find that to be so strange, but I did get in on the release and I picked up 2 shades, Hope and Truth, and I think I'm gonna use Truth today. These are very pigmented. I already tried these, so I need to use a really light hand. And you know what? These are beautiful. They're very much K-Beauty formulation. If you don't want to wait to pick these up, you can find something similar for sure on the K-Beauty market. I know this shade Truth looks scary, and honestly, if you dip too heavy in the pan, it can be, for sure. Keeping this towards the back of my cheek. But look, I did too much already. It can be, but this one is very nice for deeper complexions, but it's such a beautiful, buildable formulation that all of the shades are going to work for a wide variety of skin tones because you can really build up the pigment with these. They're feather light on the face. They call them cloudy. They're blurring. I mean, these do everything they claim, and I'm not Like, this isn't my kind of favorite blush formulation, but I know for a lot of people it is, particularly oily skin types. I think this is really great for. This is great if you might have a lot of pores collected on your cheeks because this kind of blurs over them. This is a beautiful formula for what it claims to do. But if you don't want to wait, like I said, K-Beauty has formulas like these, but these are very long lasting. They set down, super light, and the versatility in how you can build up the pigment I think is crazy. The only critique that I have, really, is with the 2 shades that I picked up, sheared out, I really can't tell too much of a difference on the cheeks, so you probably don't need multiple shades of these, but a gorgeous formula nonetheless. And I think that's all I have for powder, so I'm going to go ahead and set everything in with Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Setting Powder in Sugar Cookie. And I'm using a one size sponge to push her in. And where I press my powder is mostly where my face got the most pores, which is like right here. And then also get the center of the forehead. But we're going to use more powder. But first, let's finish the lower lash. I'm going to go back into that Lancome eyeliner. And I'm going to draw that in the waterline. And this is optional. This is obviously going to give a more dramatic effect to the eye. But that's what I did on that day that the photo was taken, but you don't have to do all that. Where's my pointy brush? So I'm gonna take on my pointy brush, some of Affirmation, and I'm gonna run it along that eyeliner and smoke her out, like so. And again, and I'm leaving this inner corner space bare. Then I'm gonna take the tip of this brush into Quality Time. I'm trying to keep this tighter on the lash line. Don't know how successful I'm being, but the effort is being made to keep this tighter than I did Affirmation. Ooh, gorgeous. And then I'm cleaning off this brush. I'm going into Touch, and this little space I told you to leave bare is to leave some room for Touch. And then for all the dramatics, the full dramatics, we're going back into Quality Time with Angled Brush. And I'm gonna do my little inner corner wing. The best way to do it is to kind of match the angle of the outer wing and do it with eyeshadow. So much easier. Take another small detailed brush, going into Service, and I'm just brightening up underneath both wings to add a little bit more contrast. Makes it look all cleaner, brighter. Boom. And then to set everything, powder everything, for my bronzer, I've pulled this from Chantecaille. It's not a bronzer. This is the Perfect Blur Finishing Powder in the shade Medium Deep. It's just super slick, so it's perfect for putting over liquid bronzer, and it's very, very sheer, of course. I feel like my voice is giving out. I've been talking too much. I filmed a bunch of TikToks this morning. Okay. Yep, see how it doesn't really do too much, but it just sets that bronzer that I put on underneath. And then I'm excited about this. If I can find my highlight brush, this will have to do. It's a little fatter than I would like. I haven't used this in a while, but it's so good. This is the Tarte Shape Tape Glow Powder. I'm going to use this as a little highlight. Fenty 135 brush. And I just want it to be a little bit of a natural glow here. Oh, I don't like this brush, but we're gonna press it in anyways. It's super natural. It gives that glow from within effect. I'm gonna go back into Love Language, and I'm gonna pick up the shade Amore. I told you guys I cannot stop using this on my cheeks, and I already have my blush down, but I left a lot of the apple area of my cheek so I can just add that little extra zing here right on the apple. See that? Love this shade for this. Like, you can use this all over for blush as well, but just having it just to kind of finish off, have that first blush blend out into this. So gorgeous. And it adds that really pretty natural pink flush. Maybe not natural, but it adds that really cute flush. Okay, lashes. This is what I've been doing. It's been working out for me. You know I love my Lancome mascara, so I'm going to use Definicils mostly on the lower lashes, Lancome Mansour Big on the upper lashes. And then I'm gonna go hunting in my makeup collection for a good lash that's a little more natural. I'm thinking like an Ardell Naked. Again, it's just the same song and dance every time. So I'm gonna do this off camera because my camera is about to overheat anyways. For lashes, I went ahead and used Ardell Naked Lashes 420. I use those all the time when I used to do bridal makeup. They're so pretty and natural, but glam. Glam natural. Now for lips, this nude lip, you guys, it's so beautiful. Now I have very naturally pretty bright pink considering this is my natural color lips. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of my leftover concealer and run that over my lips just to mute them down. And I didn't put anything additional on the brush. I literally just did that. My favorite lip liner, my new favorite lip liner, my new favorite go-to is from Lisa Eldridge. This is the Sculpt and Shape lip pencil in 0N. It's like the perfect nude lip pencil. I don't know, it might even be prettier than Pat McGrath Contour. It's the perfect background to virtually any lip color. And then for my lip color, I'm going to use from my collection the shade Snuggle. I talked about how low-key the lip colors in here are my favorite. And I'll be honest, Snuggle isn't one of the shades I created to really go with my palette. It's not a very Valentine's-y color. I created it because my mom wanted a gold shimmery gloss and I was going to make my mama's wishes come true. And this is like the perfect nude lip. And it goes perfectly with this quad when we use just this quad. So it's kind of like this nude brownie gloss that sheers out to be almost clear, but you have those glimmers on there to add that dimension and glow. And it's just between this and the lip pencil. I love this nude lip. And then depending on your skin tone, right, you can go in with an even deeper lip pencil. Like, I did that. So don't sleep on Snuggle. It's really pretty. It really doesn't go with my palette, but I don't care. I created it because I wanted it and I wanted to have it. I'm just pushing my natural lashes together with the Ardell. I forgot to do that. Boom. Can you believe this palette, which kind of is colorful, right? That you can get such a neutral look. I mean, you guys know neutrals are my bread and butter. They are what I typically reach for. Of course, I do love purples and pinks. I've always said purples and pinks are my version of neutrals when it comes to colors. Hence why I did this. But I was approached for a Valentine's Day collection. So I was going to deliver Valentine's colors. But I, of course, had to sneak in some neutrals. And so that way I can use my palette and still get a look like this. So basically for any mood I'm feeling, whether it be neutral and natural, whether it be purple, whether it be pink and girly and glimmery and shimmery, I've curated these colors to give me a little bit of everything, and I hope that you guys feel the same as well. So we did colorful yesterday, and then tomorrow's video is going to be another colorful look as well. But I definitely couldn't live with myself if I didn't get up a true like neutral soft glam look as well, using that boring little brown neutral quadrant in the corner. And it's like when I look at it, I can't believe it that this can translate to this if I want it to. Even like the eyeliner, it's crazy. So thanks for hanging out and getting ready with me. I've been loving just being able to play with makeup with these videos involving my collection. And a reminder, my whole collection is going to be launching tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern time. If you are interested in picking anything up, I am going to try to be live at the time of launch here on YouTube so that you can ask me any questions you might have and all of that and just kind of celebrate together. So hopefully I'll be able to see you tomorrow. I know it's a little bit of a weird time. But that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and hanging out with me. And you don't have to use my products to get this look. Of course, there are so many palettes out there that offer these kind of colors. So let me know if you recreate it. I would love to see it. So I'm just holding on to you guys. I just want to keep talking. So I gotta head out. I'm avoiding because I have a Peloton ride on my schedule today. 45 minutes.
Oh my God.
Ugh. I'll have everything that I talked about and used linked in the description box, as well as the shades. Okay, I'm off. Goodbye.
It's delicious.